a pistol round. It's slow going for now. Gen.G set up, grouped up, ready to pounce, aren't they? Primed with that paranoia, but there's no contact, no signs of life from G2.
I'm so interested to see how Trent is utilizing his utility. Now that it's all changed up, Jorg takes contact, and he's out. Trent still with both salvos and a stun to work with.
Trying to take these fights as well, straight up here. Flashes into your face. JonahP is able to just at least hold that crossfire setup. No pressure coming out. Salvos lay it down onto the floor. Gen.G now looking to contact their way through this scenario. And the refight called for. G2, they want to try and take the fight straight to them anyway, before they can even escape.
I like that. Proactive, decisive.
Multiple enemies. Multiple enemies. One enemy remaining.
Last time we saw these two teams face.
Getting a win nice and early here onto Lotus. Going to be setting them up cleanly, but okay, that's a nice little seize nade, and jawgemo is no more obliterated.
Absolutely destroyed, and look how fast Karon is into a deep position here.
This is so pacey, up through heaven. Leaf just a head popping up and they've spotted each other. Almost ships in an eye, but still, it's going to be a smoke into your face now, and the A side is opened up relatively. They still need to clear some section of it. Gen.G going to make a move on now, and Plan's going to be committed.
Trent used one of his salvos out towards back rubble at the very start of the round, so he still has one to play with along with the stun.
Here's the paranoia. It's going to sweep through, dividing up most of the side here. Double drop down into pit. They're going to try and combine their might and their util, looking for the kills, but the crossfires.
Take a look at what it looked like from jawgemo's point of view. He never got a chance to play the round. Through a flash, he's blinded up and gets hit by the seize of the nade just perfectly onto his position. There it is again.
Yeah. This time G2 learning their lesson. I mean, jawgemo could take the contact if he wanted to. That is aggressive, Karon.
That's what Karon tried to do in the previous round.
He's alone doing so.
He can get help from Leaf, though, on the other side of this door.
Prowler not connecting onto much. Lurk timing for texture, seeking to take it, but three players, watchful eyes from G2, and valyn even getting one, and the exit. That is monumental. Gen.G going to be left scrambling here. Just Ash and Munchkin left alive, and risks to be taken. They want to stand a chance of winning this round. Munchkin going for a pick off out towards spawn, but it's all watched for. Safe hands from G2, that discipline. It's always going to rear through.
It's deadly.
Doors opened up though, this is going to be jawgemo under scrutiny. Can he deliver? Was it ever in doubt? It's two ripped array at a moment's notice. Sight's still going to be gained though. He's got no sound cues to work with. Still going to be TPing back and evacuating. Now with the dimensional drifting, even catching that late lurk. Foxy9, there will be no backup policy. Gen.G are the ones who are left scrambling, picking up the pieces of the round and just dying straight away. It's a deep drone from Trent prior. Here comes the hit coming through. Not shying away from investing Yolster. The knife falls in, and here it is. Bodies collapsing onto the floor. Gen.G, it's a bloodbath
for picks. Seeing if we can bait out individual fights and rely on texture's aim. It's a strange way of playing the map so far from Gen.G. Feels a bit rushed, a bit forced.
And we might be seeing glimpses, I think, of what caused their down. What landed them here into this lower bracket.
But this is the round they took the timeout for, Brent.
And it needs to come up with a good here and now, trying to face it, doubling up as that wall drops down. And there it is, Munchkin and Karon happy to collect.
This time, establishing slightly more passive positions, baiting G2 into fighting over towards rubble, and then ripping them away when G2 overextends slightly. A 4v2, you've got to convert on this one. Has to be a second round for Gen.G. And you know that valyn and Leaf are going to be looking to try to take risks.
Yeah, business is booming. Their money almost capped out. If you look at the kills, a lot of noise made. valyn's already got the one. Anticipating that
Munchkin knows the plan.
You have to He's taken out. It's a 2v2 in the blink of an eye. Thorns deaded. Anything to slow down the approach, the onslaught. The G2 are delivering. Rapid run around. G2 looking to group up. Hit the switch. Moving around, there's a smoke into your face now, and you're going to have to call this timing well. It's disjointed from G2, and Karon's got his eye on it. Watch for one at that. Not to be outdone. Playing further back positions here. Gen.G do not want to throw this advantage whatsoever. We've been in and out trying to ping pong here, but the time is ticking, and now it's ran out. valyn, no more chances. You can at least bring Karon down to the grave with you.
That's actually really important too.
Yeah. Wall up, wall down. There's a timing here that Gen.G looking to utilize, and there's a Prowler connection. Still Leaf gets one. It's traded, showstopper not expected, but there it is. Collapses onto the floor, jawgemo from the high ground. It's the operator looking to get value, looking to get a few more. Running it down to the side, the extremities getting cleared up, but jawgemo counted for, taken out as a 2v2. G2 versus Gen.G valyn. Trying to clear, trying to be diligent. Blinding. Paranoia sweeps, no connection onto Karon. He's still going to see this one open. Sighted. Ash is seeing it, takes the connection. Knows that he's off of it for now, but the C's did not connect. Smoke's going to be blossoming, blooming, covering the intent of G2.
More likely to find success.
Footsteps already crossed past, but unanticipated that jawgemo would be there to Nightfall now. Scatters across, sound cues are cut away. Moving forwards and back, there was that gate crash, but here we go. Roll out the red carpet, roll out the salvos. There's nowhere to stand. Very few pockets indeed for Gen.G to be safe, but with a minute on the mark, they can bide their time. Play this one together.
And a player advantage retake for G2. They still have Paranoia, a flash from jawgemo, a stun from Trent. There's still plenty of utility here to make this work. And of course, the player advantage.
Flash overhead. Out of Paranoia. Go button's going to be called for here by G2. They want to try and make it go of it. It's good with the positioning still. Ash is doing tremendous damage and tremendous work. jawgemo let's try and clear up that upper area, but the site is kind of flipped over. Gen.G, holy! jawgemo just locking on. One to stun. Karon! 3 bullets left. All over the place. Making good use of the fade. Hello. Look, it's not missing. He's everywhere at once. The TP took him out into the open, almost died for it. But did he anticipate Trent? He's tucked close and tight. He's a few more, but a spam. Raw bullets coming his way. There's a lot of teams coming for him, yet still he perseveres and reigns supreme. Munchkin scrambling left and right. Dimensional drift spotted, he can see it on the HUD, and Leaf just plucks. Smoke's barely available to him, he's just got to try and scurry towards the back, but again, Salva's at your feet. Thorns in front, needs to step up and try and take this fight straight to them. Blind as anything, still manages to grab one, but look at G2, already just getting into all the cracks in the defense. Any sort of gap whatsoever, but listen, that's a double fight that jawgemo was taking, and he didn't have a teammate to help him.
So a chance here for Gen.G. 2 players controlling spawn and 2 players on the flank. Leaf could easily get caught out.
Player advantage for Gen.G. As you mentioned, Leaf could definitely get caught out, but he's positioned himself well indeed. It's the first one, still fights happening on multiple avenues, multiple fronts. G2 filling up the feed and getting the better of it for now, but it's still that 2v2 and the damage done! There's no way! They're so damn low. There's still a chance for Texture. It's not planted for these G2 players. They're gonna have to get a bit of a run on. First one's a good connection, brings it into the 1v1! Texture! Viper Orb ended up landed on the tusk of something. Karon feeling the pressure now with that util coming forward. Snake bite and a prowler. Sends out that Paranoia. Just a clone and Texture's watching.
You need this guy to activate.
I think they may have seen a lot of players' presence though, so now they're going to be making a move over towards C. Foxy9 gets info. Thorns are going to be deaded. He's trying to slow this one down, buy some time for the rest of his team.
No wall though.
Horns in through. Foxy9 just playing this one for the full retake.
Watch Texture's off. Watch Texture's ult here. They're going to try to push into him. A lot of pressure.
Salvos, this is actually disconnected. She still gets 2. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. He was pushed into a really difficult spot, yet still Trent is getting that value. Round towards the pillar. Texture has to be the difference maker and is. Gains some side control, leaves it into just JonahP.
Jorg, if he gets a kill, has the Yoru ult.
Full util dump. Foxy9 squares up. Being challenged, that's the util. The TP forwards, the wall's going to be deaded on top of it. There's 2 players on the way in, but they're looking left, right, all over the place still. Up and over towards the wall. Leaf was able to pluck Foxy9 out. Ash is in. Trying to flood defend this one side by side with him and Texture. There's a disconnect here. G2 have called for a bit of a pause. Util's flying back and forth. Cutting them up now with the smokes, including the site. It's divided. Both teams looking for a pick.
Doesn't really look like there's a safe opportunity to plant here.
Drone out wide looking for info. G2 with their backs against the wall. Gen.G have got them cornered.
Karon's actually staying all the way over towards Rubble in case G2 extract themselves, but valyn and Trent are really committed.
Hard stuck. Gen.G cemented themselves, rooted. High-low setup.
How do you work a play here
30
don't even
if
know.
you're
left.
G2?
They're waiting for the smoke time is for one. Propped up, now trying to take the fight. Ash!
Spike
It's
down,
monstrous.
C.
Huge performance, timing taken, and the Prowler just misses it for texture. Dimensional drift forwards. Salvo's in, breaking blue room, gives him access towards it. He's going to go for the B-split. Cheeky idea, Nightfall now, cutting away to Sound Juice. Yeah, no anticipation. As you mentioned, they cooked it up, they combined it up. The ults getting tremendous value.
And the Tejo getting tremendous value to knock through that door and allow a safe path for Jorg.
Very cool opening idea by G2. They need another layer to this one. Gonna watch for it on top of the box. That's an angle that is hard to get onto. Texture is punished for it. Trying to peek past it. Two plays up towards heaven. The Gen.G to make a go for it. It's a 3-2-1 in the swing, but right through the smokes. Seeing emphasis placed over towards C. Mound! Texture! Finally. Creeping and crawling though up through B main.
This is a spot that Leaf himself loves to play in.
Yeah, with the wall. Munchkin get a quick punish off. They try and jump spot this one. They're going to hear it walking, and Munchkin! It's beautiful work.
Down B.
Astounding stuff from the IGL.
One enemy remaining.
And G2 are just dropping like fly. It's a good play by Karon. Leading out a ton of util from these G2 players. Does he have a backup policy?
I mean, he could
How's he gonna
escape.
exit? It's Foxy9! That's the bloody policy! Looking for even more up and over. Still they're cleaned up. And this, against the G2 with not too many guns, upgrades are going to be acquired off of that.
Yeah, Karon didn't want to teleport away because he would have abandoned Foxy9, and in the end they go 2 for 2. Munchkin gets in to reinforce, but he takes a fight.
He's gone.
Cover going out.
And this is the
3v2.
opening, this is the window, this is the kind of mistake you cannot make.
Dire straights here for Gen.G. Pit now swarming out wide. It's a poison that's going to be spreading. Ash trying to go for a bit of random spam, see if he can collect these kills, but there we go, C's and a nade, and Valyn is no more, still the pit remains. Defensive wall is propped up here, and these G2 players are going to try and make the most of it. Ring around the rosies, operator in your hand, Jawgemo on top of it! And Ash, left reeling, left wondering, his hands played it well, trying to pick up some sort of rifle. Leaf in front of him, it is a game of those timings. Leaf!
The texture goes in and swaps away from the shorty to the off. I can't believe he went for that. But overall, a fumble coming out of the tack timeout that Gen.G cannot afford.
So this is it, the brawl called for. Sees connects though, jawgemo attacks out with the operator. And that is going to make something happen for the rest of the team. More for the exit, Salvos towards the back. Foxy9!
Crazy.
Just trying to play and overstay.
Completely flushed out by one salvo there.
This is methodical. It's G2 dissecting the map up now. Armageddon rolls it out, TP into the back from Valyn as well, full access. Munchkin, he's already roared away forward, trying to take that timing, trying to take it well, god damn man! If they needed him, he showed up and put up here, and it's a pivot for B. G2 call for the pause, but 30 seconds remaining, and heads are being popped straight through the wall, damage being done. It's G2 tepid, trying to bait his fight down, it's a triple face in the end, and one player left to do it all. Karon, TP, throwing mind games into the mix, expecting potentially the pivot over towards A. But the plan is stuck now. G2 get into this one. JonahP and Leaf to lock up this map. And one kill. For their time to strike.
Munchkin walking up, clearing Trent's position.
Oh my goodness.
Going for the right click.
Yeah.
That's devious.
And heads up as well, just to really be diligent clearing that angle.
That looks like anti to me, because Trent was holding that position a ton.
A lot.
Now, Jorg is containing them in spawn. So G2 can still keep 3 players on A and be very confident about this.
We'll see if it's Gen.G to get put into the blender through the smoke. In through short, double up with a crossfire. There's a lot that needs to be dealt with. Util flying forwards, and so are the bullets. Gen.G are not going to be denied this chance. Grabbing access to the A site, grabbing a plan indeed, and jawgemo, despite the incredible form he's been in, this would have to be an absolute world-class miracle. He's brought it into 1v3, but they know his location. And texture is even wrapping behind. Ash and Karon looking to double up here. A lot to clear if your Jorg flash overhead. It's going to signal that things are to come. And jawgemo, around here it is, glide to the side, taking that fight out. Why? jawgemo, only the one.
A full retake.
Paladin connect. Leaf has been inserted though. Deeper position indeed. That's a critical one. We've cleared up A short now. A lot of the bite out of this A hit is going to be removed, and Snake Bite just forcing the issue. Texture could have gone backwards, but instead chose to take the fight.
Just felt forced, his hand there. Gen.G got to be starting to realize.
He's the side that they're going to be looking towards. Still, it's a 2v4. That means risky business here for Gen.G. They're going to have to put the guns and bodies on the line, I think, to try and stand a chance for this one. The horns barely broken. Ash is going to be connected, rooted down into the spot, but no one's watching! Oh my! 2 dropped in the blink of an eye, but still. Walkabouts once more. So many players waiting on the other side! And the timing just not, Core Force opposed, just not ready for it. JonahP was in control of the wall in that spot, and that means the go button called for. Gen.G are forwards, Trent not accounted for. Still, onto the high ground, Karon sets himself up and sets his team up nicely, but the Snake Bite is going to be putting a pause to the plans. Gen.G have got to get a few more bodies in here because G2 have them surrounded. Still that high ground angle, Karon getting amazing value, but here's G2. From all sides of things, they come out swinging. Foxy9 in a 1v2. Damage done to JonahP. A bullet to the chest will do him in. The spike is retrievable, but only 14 seconds to work with the time pressure. He's going to have to commit to the B plant. JonahP isolated, but the timing! Inserted himself there into A long, and Munchkin's gone. Jawgemo.
They've got such great game plans for dealing with this. They know exactly how Gen.G are playing.
And they're just drawing the blood out of these Gen.G bodies. One step at a time. No fancy.
For months now, actually, with different variations of these compositions, on Munchkin being able to crack open A on his own.
God.
And G2 are hyper aware of it. They know that Munchkin...
All up and over, stun through main.
Last time G2 flooded, they didn't play a set retake, they were ready to fight. This time though, they don't really have players in position.
Breaking a bit of the util. There's ults to be used for G2 if they want to try and play this one in the retake, and here's the first one, Dimensional Drift. Jawgemo is going to be getting information, spots it out into the smoke, trying to body block Texture. It's going to be cladded there, at least with the Nightfall. It's going to be scattering forwards. Karon, what the hell has he got there? Texture eliminating, trying to eviscerate a bit more, yet he's put down entirely.
Sova ult.
Leaf sticking, Sova only to get value, is half onto the defuse already, and Trent is taken out. Munchkin delivering a death blow. 2 for it. Leaf has earned himself win cons potentially, but time is ticking in a 1v3. Good luck to you.
This is
up onto the edge. Doesn't stick it. He's looking for the fight. Phenomenal work. Has to take the timing a bit more passive though, because Texture lays down it, but it's just a half clearance. In for a short.
Clear and get onto an angle.
Posted back up, trying to take that swing. That's valyn going down though. This should be the C side cracked open.
Enormous impact kill from Foxy9 on the entry. And they have Munchkin's ult to be able to work with.
Viper's Pit even being committed. Thorns to tangle them up. Leaf wants to try and take this fight forwards! When it just reduced down to the side arms. Even expecting where Karon could be, Leaf is just absolutely monstrous. Munchkin still alive. Pit will remain, but for how much longer? Not at all.
A pit down on the side. And yet Leaf, constant thorn in the side, rips away all of the weaponry and charges through like a bull in a china shop.
Deal with the setup defensively. Munchkin though, that's a critical kill.
What a shot.
The drone even spotting it off into the corner. Leaf will have to get the hell out of there. Munchkin walking around. Even Trent himself just, no, util used to clear that one. This is a game of timings that Munchkin has won out finally.
The spike drop though, the spike dropped in window.
What is occurring there?
Ash in a really exposed position, and that's going to slow everything down, but I don't think G2 are going to have the timing to be able to get back into A before the plant comes down. No. Problem is, Leaf's just really far back.
4v3. Just walking straight into it. That operator has exchanged hands, and this time, G2 feeling the ire of it. Texture, it's no slouch.
He almost missed the timing, but hits the quick scope.
JonahP's in though. Past this one. A lot of angles to account for though. He needs some backing from Leaf, and they go for the 3-2-1 swing. Good movement from Karon. Almost went wrong.
Yeah, mostly just set up because it looks like they're going to pop.
If they're going to be, they're going to be troubled. I think Jawgemo is tucked close to the corner. Nice and tight. Great trade by Ash.
They still have
the opening in the entry.
They still have Foxy9's ult.
You should run.
There it is. Lockdown going to be used. After the fact here, G2. Do you take this one fast, or do you wait this one out?
You got to wait it out. You got to respect it.
On the clock. Leaf's taking pot shots, hoping that he can potentially get a kill or two.
Oh, valyn using his ult to dodge it. Is he going to cancel that one? Oh, he got detained.
Detained. Maybe
that's
missed the timing on it.
Yeah, he missed the timing on that one quite badly.
And through the back though, they knew that position was accounted for, so Karon's going to be taken out. Still a 3v3 G2. Making a move on now. Time's ticking. So is the spike TP up towards our top, trying to offset this one. Great movement. Foxy9 still alive, playing his life. Dart towards the side. Ash tries to avoid capture. It's a gun that needs to be picked up, but he realizes it now. Trent. Not enough time to work with it. Gen.G, they bring it level. They want to go fast. They're going to be contending with all that Vice util. Well, not anymore. Leaf's gone. All going to be quite useless onto the side here. Another timing to be taken by jawgemo. He's inside the smoke, and he might be inside their heads. Going for it, trying to reset that one. It's a flood attempt, G2. Already in through the back and clearing out the site.
Spike down A.
They're just ridiculous on these eco rounds. Jawg pulled all of the pressure towards him, and Foxy9's got it all to do.
That rifle still snaps towards it, has the angles, finds the kills. Into the 1v1, JonahP doesn't know where he is. Tap, trying to bring him out into the open. Pressure in through Garage, that's a kill onto Leaf, and that might just change the game plan entirely. They were looking to go in a different direction, jawgemo.
What a shot.
Gives them second thoughts.
30 seconds left.
Pins Munchkin to the wall with that one, they still want to go forwards, and now moving into Peters, 25 seconds left into this round.
But no Vice wall.
Moving forwards now, the stun onto the left side. Holding your ground down, JonahP! Wrangles controlling the rifle. And the dreams and hopes of Gen.G are scattered to the wind here.
10 seconds left.
Playing with them. I'd love to keep that one going here.
They got the first on Haven, and they're walking down mid now.
They're going to beat it. It's a clash of the players, and the bloodbath is called for here with a paranoia sweeping forwards. Trent snaps forwards and Munchkin! The bullets the entire clip emptied out and damaged them. Finally a kill claimed. It's 3 for him.
But look at JonahP. Again, he's managed to work his way through. There's no way he's expected.
And the damage done. These players are weakened. Karon snaps 180. Keeps the hopes up and keeps the dream alive of a pistol round. Win the timing. Trent out of the smoke, and it's a guessing game for where this last player could be here. Looking for it. And he's just missed it. Ash and Karon. There's the smoke, only gives him the timing, layers down that snake bite. Use pound for pound, slightest of angles, and he will need to respect that now. Bullets flying forwards, breaking a portion of it. High ground, Karon.
Good awareness from Leaf.
And he's knocked. Forwards though, Horn needs to be broken. Kills. Potential for it with the Bulldog though, it's not the weapon of choice. There's still a flood attempt is called for. Gen.G trying to get themselves in there with bodies. And more Ash. Second guesses it, finally catches on to it.
Trent.
Spike planted.
Latches to the corner. What a shot down from Ash. He's brought them a win con, he's brought them a chance here. And it brought them into the 2v2, the drone just spotting it. Tight to the corner, Leaf will have to reposition. Close together now, Texture, Ash move together as a unit, as one. Ash cannot do it. Fowler missed. G2 aren't grouping up though, Texture. This is time in the sun there, but shut down.
There.
jawgemo removes him. Llama broken, and now with the util sailing up and overhead, it's all going to be on Foxy9. Feels like a hit, and it will be a hit. Foxy9, how the hell do you overcome all of this one here? Still TP forwards, no trade there eventually. JonahP, it's labored in the process, but a haunt on the beak is picture perfect from Trent.
That's an amazing play from Trent on his own. G2 have managed to get themselves in onto the site. I don't see a way back in for Gen.G.
2v4 Ash, he's alone doing this. Munchkin, other end of the map, just gonna make a go, anticipating.
What a freebie. G2 coming away with a victory. They stabilized the attacking economy. No more stingers for them.
Smoke, it's a weird one.
I mean, it's to smoke off the alarm bot and threaten a B-lurk, but Munchkin looks at it and he's like, well, that's a fake, 100% of the time.
And back into Texture.
Here.
He's been in the MVP running and he's got to show it here, and now the shot just misses. Glides straight past. Valyn's very lucky.
30 seconds left.
Result of it.
They're leaving, they're going back towards Garage.
Straight into it, Foxy9 now. His turn to be the playmaker, but he's going to be hearing potentially some signs of life. Calling for a TP all the way through. Valyn's clearing close. Foxy9, he's missed the timing. He's trying to get close up forwards into them. He's catched it. Tries down by the ankle. Trent trades it out anyway to flood in. Gen.G trying to get a move on. Being shut down entirely.
Spike down.
Door slapped in their face, but there's no time left. And they're going to collect these kills. Is there time to plant? Not quite! Gen.G got it!
A Red Bull clutch, technically. Yeah, I mean,
Ultimate's ready.
Yes, barely trying to jump spot, but it's an off angle by Texture.
it feels like Texture's the playmaker here.
Yeah. He's trying to play ahead of all of this one here, and he needs to get this kill onto JonahP. Surely hearing the util now sailing up and overhead. JonahP, he's finished. And here it is. Stun ricocheting back and forth. Reinforcements here. They've arrived in time with the texture even needed. Karon delivering death blow after death blow. G2, 20 seconds to work with here. They call for the pause and the hesitation here. This discipline at work, G2. They spot it, the last remaining player, Ash, he's left reeling, backing away. 15 seconds, and it's time enough to get the plant.
10 seconds left.
Deep position, and forward is Leaf. There was a chance there for Ash, but now down to just texture. Spotting out the one. Was he expected? Damage done. Trent was low enough, and it's not planted.
It's a horrible plant.
Not planted for Leaf whatsoever.
Patience.
Patience. Leaf is not budging. He calls the bluff entirely. Another tap. Texture! With the movement, he still can't claim the kill. One more for good luck, but he needs to hunt down Leaf, and Leaf sees that it's not being stuck. He finds the timing again. Texture is being toyed with. Leaf has had it for breakfast. Thorns up and over, just to deny the chance of any sort of reinforcements. Texture's there with a stun though, layers it all down, looking to slow them down. Util is used, Munchkin even with a pit here. Texture, he's got the operator to work with here. G2 flooding in, fast and loose. It's risky business, but risky business sometimes pays off, but Gen.G finally getting bodies into the site, the defense intact. Jumping, peeking, trying to bait for one another. One left to stand, but Trent. Texture. Flash in your face and a peek, that is disgusting. Be limping through the rest of this round here, but Gen.G got to be smilers from how this has started. There's an explosion out now, out towards this B site. G2 want control of this one, but a snakebite at the feet makes it pretty hot and heavy to try and handle. Precarious at that, still sticking the plant down and now playing off site. Dangerous prospect, Munchkin is still alive and he has that wall to deny them info. The G2 are still sticking two players onto the side. It's up to valyn and jawgemo. Can they deliver any sort of kills inside the wall? It's a timing with the dart. It's a great tag. Jawgemo is gone to the dust and to the mud with him. valyn has to be that next player in, but perfectly baited once more. And there's that wall, smoked up, facing it up. Every single player from Gen.
Out of the last 6. Forcing G2's economy down, getting huge value out of the operator.
He's out in the open there, but G2 moving over towards A. It's a nightfall to set them up. Snakebite's going to be used reactively. Prowler's going to be broken, and Ash is trying to play tight tuck to the corner. A bit of spam just catching jawgemo into the leg. But he's able to get himself out of there. The weaponry, just a touch on even that. G2 are working with scraps here to try and bring this to OT. Gen.G more than in the driving seat. Taking a fight forwards, and there's that stinger. Can't hold a candle, not against the rifle in the hands of Karon.
And this looks scrambled from G2. They can't exactly figure out where they want to go. They're threatening like it could be a C split and looking for the B pop. All on Munchkin, no snake bite.
All in your face inside the smoke. He wants to dominate this angle nice and early. It's going to be dropping down, faced with multitude. It's evened out and traded out, but still that player advantage is there.
He legged
Texture, legged it, damage done, but he's out to the side and he's looking all over the bloody place. He needs help and he needs a bailout. Foxy9 just can't wrangle it. Leaves it to Leaf though in a 1v2 and Gen.G. This is it, the impetus, the moment, the turning point, it's theirs! Pressure just flips that easily, it's all it takes, and Gen.G have been putting up the work and the mechanics.
You're expecting G2 to be playing a retake style here on Icebox on the pistol round because jawgemo's wall is so powerful. Gen.G, they're gonna know that.
Full committal, Ash going for this one, the shock darts. Not doing much.
So it's about escorting jawgemo in. He's the VIP. Get the wall down and apply pressure with the defuse.
Seen it. Paranoia is going to sweep forwards here, but a high ground angle is unaccounted for. And Texture trying to lock down and hold down that sightline angle as the dart towards the back and inside the smoke. Obfuscated enough to pick that player out of the picture. Karon is no more but Texture. Next to step up. Holding his ground down. Here's the jump down. There's G2 just trying to play these players in. Heavy-handed swings, Textures making the most of it. Jawgemo with the wall. There needs to be that follow-up up and over towards the top. No accounting for it. No half-earned time ticking away. Leaf is going to get a move on. And it's all Gen.G. Tough. Pretty tough.
Not impossible, but difficult.
There's a Paranoia. Different sections going to be dividing up towards the site. And the Hunter's Fury is going to be used just to get them in. It's two misses. Clearance into the corner on top of it. G just choosing to expend it. Plant down just yet, and watching for the peek up top. Munchkin's head rolls off the shoulders there.
Leaf fast on the flank. It would be only Texture capable of taking a shot.
The Stingers, Gen.G are forced to opt into the site. They have to hold this one. Close quarters is the combat. That's what's going to be suited towards them. Lighting up these players, though. Texture can't stand up against that much. Still the pressure's there with the outlaw in hand. He's got it straight into the back of Ash. Karon, not long for the world, is he?
So very clean, and not really finding the value that they were looking for from Spike in a somewhat committed position on B.
Very slow game. Contact, swing. Potentially, if there was a player holding close. Texture is just crossing out into the open. There's a re-swing from Karon. An attempt to punish as that spam was coming through from JonahP.
He believed in the Viper wall.
Got to wait for the next timing on it. Got to wait for the fuel to get back up. Karon's going to be jumping the gun a little bit here.
Trent
has him through the back, paranoia.
Trent's got his ult to try to deny plant.
JonahP is going to be giving them that space. Gen.G absorbing most of it. Hunter's Fury to try and deny the Texture. Is up towards the top there. In through the rafters and a kill found and claimed. Foxy9 takes care of his adversary. Leaf is gone. You get into that post plant successfully. Texture a little bit worse for the wear.
Foxy9, he was on the lurk. valyn's got to be worried about that, but he's now, Foxy9, connecting with the rest of his team to play these double nanoswarms onto the plant. And G2, I don't think they have a chance of being able to get back in on this. They're not even going for it.
Backing away.
They just want to keep their economy good. And I mean, to be honest, it's only valyn who wouldn't be able to buy if they went for this. I think the damage to Gen.G's economy is more important.
Well.
But G2 choosing the conservative approach. And one could argue that that was the reason.
They played him in well. Getting the info though. Texture. He's got anything to get the hell out of here. There's a lot of damage. There's those shockies.
Oh, that is so nice.
Putting in the work.
And now Gen.G probably have to accelerate on A.
Contact for now though. Slow going.
Like I talked about, Munchkin is super happy calling for his team to contact in if he thinks he's got the read that the defenders are playing retake.
G2 just hovering nearby, lying in wait here. The plant's going to be going off. Munchkin gets this one down, so into the post plant we go. There's Gen.G still with that player disadvantage. They're the ones who have to make the play. valyn, paranoia, sweeps forwards, nano swarms, delaying the push from coming through from G2, but did they expect this one? valyn's already in, and he might have just spotted it. I think pings yet. Spam up towards the top of it, in through 410, and Foxy9 is gone. Straight back to the dust here, Gen.G, no! Answering back with a few of their own. Karon finally taken out, but backing away. Leaf earns up towards the ult, but he's got two players to deal with, and you do not want to expend it in this situation. He's got to try and lurk and find the positions, running side to side. He doesn't know where the last is. There's a wall, isolates the fight, but is there time?
Not a chance. They want to right the ship.
This was the one that the timeout was about, and you're right. Course correction needed. Beautiful beginning for valyn.
Well, that's a read.
Just a bit of spam, a few bullets, and suddenly Gen.G are the ones on the back foot.
And now I think you can just stack A. There is no chance that Gen.G are going to be ending B without the Viper wall.
Trent, high and mighty, but he's going to be watched for that beautiful instant res online. jawgemo brings Trent back into the fray. Paranoid over the good connection. That drone is going to be clearing quite a bit. Even a tag. JonahP not allowed to play inside that smoke. Drone for a drone. Getting the tags up. Spotting it into Nest. Trying to get the ping down and trying to get the spam down. G2 looking for a chance to try and flood in here, but it's a forward play by Gen.G. They've got another plan of action. Lockdown's going to be dropped down. Hunter's Fury going to be used to try and take this one out. The forward position's trying to be played once more. Texture and Karon. Texture dealt with Karon over the top. Dealt with easily enough. jawgemo now. Put this wall up, sticking this defuse. He's got it to half, and he's bought his team that win con once more. Going for the face, going for the
Pipes. Really no answer to this.
There it is. G2 forced to clear this one out. They can overstay for a tad. jawgemo, he's even squaring up. It's a bit of a challenge, but you've got to respect it.
He looked like he was going to stay there.
Slow wall might be critical in that spot. Just out of dodge there from the vicinity, and here comes the flood attempt. G2 going for it, straight in. The pit's going to be dropped down. Reactionary from Gen.G, looking to try and survive him. With a talk.
It's before the plant. They're running away to B.
They're running away at JonahP. He's pushed out. The initiative has been taken from himself, and the knives almost gone entirely. It's another kill there. Refreshal for 12 seconds. They handed the spike over, and Karon with a TP. The ult has saved them. At least the plan's down for now.
Cover going out.
The Omen finding enormous value, but it's still player disadvantage for Gen.G. G2 don't exactly know where everybody is, but Trent's in a really pushed up position. This smoke, it's dangerous.
It does. Dangerous situation. A bit of spam from either side to heal. In the back pocket, G2 starting to get a run on, starting to get a move on. Going forwards now, knives out, Texture, they're all gonna miss, but the rifle still is his backup. The movement can't save him, G2! Bit of spam from Trent, reveals his hand with that one, but this is a heavy emphasis. Look at this, G2 placed up, and that's an off angle out into the open. Any trade inside to Paranoia, swinging, but Cloudburst at the feet, that's gonna be some safety, slow orb. Locking them all down. But critically, no trade from G2.
jawgemo is one away from being able to get a res, but I don't think he's going to be able to get, you know, a kill and somehow recover JonahP's body. It's really out there in no man's land. The Viper wall, by the way, committed super early on A, despite the fact that Gen.G were defaulting heavier towards B, but they are regrouping to try to play off that wall. They don't want to just rely on Omen smokes on B.
It's tiny, tiny margins. Barely spotting it out, but sees the rotation now, and Leaf is hard committed. Hard committed indeed, needs some value, needs some kills! Just the grills, getting in the way there, the bars and the jail. Trent is next, on the chopping block, Texture. Taking control and taking over, Karon by his side. Make no mistake.
30 seconds left. Spike planted.
G might have lost the past few rounds. jawgemo, though, still trying to get active, but Ashes through main. The operator in jawgemo's hands are just watch belt, but all eyes over towards B. That's where the players are, and that's where Gen.G looking to lay claim. Smokes on smokes, but no committal.
Pressure here onto Foxy9.
Foxy9 is going to be caught. Squeezed, in fact. Too much to watch for, and yet still manages it. Gets the one.
Really solid awareness.
Even expecting the repeat as well. He's holding his crosshair, not running away. He's waiting for the next. He knows that there was a deeper drone, and he knows that Trent was lurking. jawgemo, JonahP and Leaf gonna have to put this one together themselves. Just the three of them versus 5. And with the operator,
I think this is where you have to save.
it might be a save.
They're looking like they want to go for it.
Yeah, there's a wall up in front of their faces. Texture's already just absolutely decimating them, destroying them. His team by his side. Relentless. There's no mercy at all.
He's off for a walk, looking to see if he can find an opening pick. And it's valyn with a peek. Like a rocket ship comes around the corner and deletes Texture.
It's a massive one.
That is a shot.
Even spotting the cross. He's getting acknowledgement. Drone spots too. G2 have a very good idea of what's going on this round.
Yeah, player advantage. You've taken down the tip of the spear. I mean, Trent with an ultimate that can deny the plant as well. Things are looking all right for an 8-4 half, but that would still be Gen.G massively in the lead.
Gen.G not even done yet in this round. Not by a long shot. Hunter's Fury committed. That's meant to be a bit of a pun as they hit that drone coming through, and Trent, yeah, he's got that value. Here in a rumble though, potentially there, valyn might have just seen, and yes, finally gets that acknowledgement. Foxy9 was lurking his way through onto the A site. 3v5 spot, Gen.G are in. Tight corner. G2 can make no mistake here. Footsteps rumbling, and noise bait by Leaf. He's trying to bait Munchkin out of hiding, but second guesses it, back towards him. Munchkin, he's perfect with it. JonahP's been gone, done. Taken out. That's going to be broken out. G2 trying to make this one move and flood straight into the back. They've dealt with most of the side players, and it does now finally leave it all down to Munchkin. Even that snake bite, no chance in hell. Rebounding of all sorts of geometry. That's a full stick. And so G2, a 4-round safety net. Wrap around all the way to A.
It's so predictable though. Gen.G are already ahead of it. They know exactly what valyn's going to call in this spot.
Everybody's in. The wall not going to be broken for now. Trent trying to go for that plant. Rebound. It's going to be catching onto Dice. No Dice for the damage, but it does enough to delay and potentially buying some time here. Trent, full sticks now with the plant. Gen.G armed and ready. Primed to pounce. Already making their way in through, but again, this wall is tricky business. Paranoia, as soon as they hear the knives out, they know that they've gained access towards it, but there's nothing else. Yeah,
that is early.
Indeed, and Gen.G, one of their own. Paranoia sweeping forwards, Dart lining them all up. Ash is finding so much value, Gen.G! God damn, man, they can't be stopped! They've lit them all up, they've lit them all up indeed, and Trent! The alarm bot's going to be triggered, darting through the back.
Did valyn hear these rotates? Because he's making the perfect call.
He is.
He's telling G2 to come back over towards B.
25 seconds, wall's going to go back up, and now it's a mad dash. Flurry of activity. Gen.G getting bodies back over towards B, but they're a little bit late to the party. Trent Entrenched here, trying to avoid most of the fire, but jawgemo cannot. Straight through the smoke, that's Ash, and Leaf caught out wide. 3 to do it all from G2. Gen.G, a methodical, dissecting this map, dissecting the site.
Do they clear Trent? He's about the only hope for G2.
Got to be the problem player in a spot like this, and yes they do. The awareness is all there right now for Gen.G, and where is the first push off? Munchkin is just sticking this, drops down half, and everybody dies from G. It's full armor on a multitude of players from G2, and they're going to be facing with the first one, but valyn was not so lucky!
That's amazing!
Munchkin! Trying to slam the nails into the coffin nice and early. It is answered back with jawgemo. A tap.
Oh, and they're so tepid here,
Yeah.
G2. They think there's more players from Gen.G ready to deny. Okay, going backwards, picking up the ult orb. If they can now get a plant for free, suddenly there's a res online. And Leaf, he might have an opportunity to backstab. But Foxy9's awareness has been unbelievable so far on this map.
Watching for it. Res is available. Bring one of your players back into the fray. Pick and choose. You choose Trent. He's been monstrous in the clutch. They need it now more than ever. Gen.G are slowly getting a grip onto the site. Leaf is that backup policy, but this is explosive. Dash across and forwards as an operator in his bloody hands. Matters not. The weaponry. Give Texture a spoon. He's going to make you mince meat. Going to be denying this one though. G2 getting onto the plant, wrapping around. And the situation is pressing right now for Karon. Now the Swarm forced out into the open. Isolates the first kill. Shot down, slay it down and Trent. Hearing that operator, that's the acknowledgement they were looking for. Karon, TP. Gets the hell out of there. There's 35 seconds left. Where are you going, G2?
Ash, he rips the ultimate early. That could have been a death blow if he'd just been able to hold on to that and realized they were going B.
It does indeed, but Munchkin now could just be lying in wait. Back towards it. Dart not going to be dealt with. He's trying to find that timing. He does. Press himself forwards into a pit at least, but he's gone. Down and out Texture. Trying to get instinctual as a dart. Okay, wall in his face and a dash backwards. JonahP at least finds Foxy9. The spike is planted. Mad dash.
I mean, so far, this has been the biggest fumble with the ultimates that you could possibly ask for G2. It's actually allowed them an opportunity to right the ship and avoid the snowball.
Texture creeping. Leaf has his teammates back. He'll step no further. Gen.G still trying to make a go of things. But time has bled away from them here, and G2, in the midst of all of that chaos, somehow persevere. Pressed upon here, tested, asked to deliver, and he finds himself ahead. Karon, pop like a balloon. Drone clearing a lot of the way, spam into the corner. Munchkin still slips his way through, but look at that util. Just paramount to try and push him out and away with a paranoia. Foxy9 is available as a bit of backup, and he's out into the open. What a monstrous shot! There's a jump peak to set them up, but still G2 have the weaponry, they have the guns. Rifles in hand. And it is cheeky plays on order. Leaf will take that timing happily. You can hear it. Scuffling of footsteps. And he knows exactly where he is. Back out, evacuate, exit. He's got coverage and he's got backup. A lockdown for a lockdown.
Can valyn throw a smoke to allow JonahP to lurk up past this turret? He doesn't have one online just yet. But I could imagine that Jonah would be calling for it right now.
Sneaking and crawling. Gen.G trying to fill up that space towards A once more.
Oh, they're smoking off the alarm bot instead, making it feel like a threat underneath Tube, hoping that JonahP can squeeze onto somebody.
Pressure onto the B players now. It's flipped. Munchkin and Texture.
But nobody B main for G2.
They've got to do it. valyn off from the side there.
Down B.
Kills exchange is traded out. Foxy9 in through mid, and again, this game of timings, it could happen to any possible player. Leaf wins his, Ash wins out. JonahP is spotted though, out towards it, top towards kitchen, and Ash is in a precarious spot. Where do you run? The entirety of site is gained by G2. B main control is still theirs. Peeking out wide though, Texture's not scoped up for it. He's slipping away from Gen.G. They've got to try and answer back here. Trent is lucky. Doesn't go down to that one, and Gen.G are the ones falling, crumbling. Ash in a 1v2. The time ticking. Entrenched positions here from the G2 players. Snake bite Ash, sticking, half. Earns himself a possibility, but against two players it would have to be ridiculous. Tough, not being forced out. G2!
Another eco. One of the first times, actually, that we're seeing G2's economy properly starting to get out of control.
JonahP's got a lot to watch here.
Yeah, there's a big pinch.
Play forward, he just hears the jump, and that just left him correcting for the wrong angle. Karon puts him down, puts him to bed. JonahP no longer that threat onto the lurks. Deep push out through mid. He's holding the line for now. There's a plan down with nothing to push this back. jawgemo getting a wall involved. Double face, double swing. Leaf still wants to square up, potentially to deal with these players because it is a heavy investment. Bodies arriving.
He's got Trent as well for support.
Gen.G just trying to do the best here. Check texture, might just get chopped down into the knees. And meanwhile, this fight taking place, yes. Chopped down indeed. Cut down before he can make a stand and an attempt of this one. Ash, he's forward now, rifle in hand. And G2 make the call. No hesitation, trying to flip this one around. Paranoia still catches. They're trying to take out Foxy9 before he can get going. To trade it up towards the top. valyn, lights out with the calling. With the plays, G2 are up to moving forward. It's a slow, relentless march over towards the A side and a kill. Collected for valyn once more. Added up. Total it overall. It's full side control now for G2. Slight gap, potentially over. But a pit now is going to be removing all of those sight lines. How do Gen.G play into this? They're backing away.
No way.
They're backing away. They're saving.
Giving up already?
They're giving up the round.
That's unbelievable.
G2.
A freebie.
It's a freebie and on the precipice. And barely an ult committed to bring them level.
It feels similar in a mirrored way to what we saw at the end of Haven. I think the score even there was like 10-10, 11-11, something like that. Where Leaf, he won a 1v1. And then G2 decided to eco.
Gen.G need these guns. You're so right. If there's any chance for Gen.G though, listen. Right towards the side. Stray shots, peeking out, Leaf.
Feel like G2 are making a call to go back in towards B. This is going to keep 3 players solidified, cemented on B, leaving Texture alone.
Texture is alone. One of our players in the MVP running, he's lit up like a bloody Christmas tree, and he has to try and back the hell out. Counter spam, trying to follow the tracers, but he's forced to give this one up. Down on the other side of things, not dealt with in time. jawgemo forced to just back away. There's 27 seconds left. Gen.G, they got players in. Trying to play this one a bit fast and loose. The wall up through onto one of the angles. Ash has dropped down. Will there be kills to be collected? Will there be kills to be claimed? valyn with the movement and the Hunter's Fury. Push them back to the brink. Gen.G are desperate now. They group up to last hurrah to try and get themselves to 12 to prevent G2 from getting to 12, but they give it up.
It's a save again! They're accepting the fact, and G2 immediately on the hunt!
No remorse!
Looking to try to deny the guns, deny the weaponry, Leaf, knife out, running them down. The hunt is on.
And they can feel it. Throw caution to the wind, claim the kills, claim their lives. You will take nothing further into the next. Munchkin.
Still defending B as other players rotate away from him. Entirely the wrong read.
Munchkin, he's alone doing this. He hears the U-turn and Paranoia. It's a good connection inside the smoke though, dominating the angle. Shots are fired, wrapping around him though. He's caught that timing and it's a bullet to the back of the dome. Leaf, instant correction, traded out and the wall is still up for the safe plant. Ults are online. Gen.G they're playing for overtime. G2 playing to close this out. Locked down. It's a Hunter's Fury committed. An ult for an ult. Waiting patiently. Util to come back online. Smokes are blooming, blossoming. Fuel is up. Players are set in their position. A dash forwards, but Texture's gone. G2! Ever a hero, ever a miracle team. They're looking to put the fear of God